Hi, welcome to the first algebra tutorial. Today's tutorial is titled Basic Algebra. And what we are going to be looking at today is basic concepts in algebra. This is an extremely basic level tutorial, and we have decided to include it due to the fact that we have noticed some of the students are struggling with basic concepts in algebra. If you find that this tutorial is moving too slow for you, fast forward past it, but make sure that you are able to do the exercise that is in the workbook. Let us begin by looking at a few basic concepts. Variable. A variable is an unknown value, often denoted as x, and usually, in algebra, what we are trying to figure out. Constant. A constant is a known value, for example 1, 2, pi, 5 over 8, etc. Factor. A factor is a number that can be multiplied into another number with no remainder. Example, 2 and 3 are factors of 6. Multiple. A multiple is a number that another number can be multiplied into. Example, 6 is a multiple of 2 and 3. Multiples and factors are opposites of each other. Exponent. An exponent, also called a power, denotes the amount of times a number is multiplied by itself. Example, 2 squared is equals to 2 times 2. Term. A term is a value, either a constant, variable, or both, separated by a plus or minus sign. Expression. An expression is a group of terms. Simplification. Simplification is the technique used to write out an expression in the simplest possible form. Equation. An equation, the word equation is derived from the equals to sign, making an expression or a term equal to something. All equations have an equals to sign. Otherwise, it is just an expression. Solving for a variable. This is a technique used to find the value of an unknown variable. May only be done using an equation. We cannot solve for a variable if we only have an expression. Inequality. An inequality is when an expression is not only equals to, but may be greater than or smaller than another expression. Greater than sign or less than sign denotes which side is bigger. Example, x greater than 4. Notice which way the sign is facing. It's almost like an open mouth or a Pac-Man mouth, and the mouth is facing the bigger side. Now let us look at some rules for tackling equations. Number 1. Whatever we do on one side, we have to do on the other side. Number 2. When we take anything across the equals to sign, we change its sign. For example, x plus 3 is equals to 5. That means that x will equal 5 minus 3. Rule 3. When we have a value in front of the variable we are trying to calculate, we divide by that value. Example, 4x is equals to 16. That means that x is equals to 16 over 4. Or negative x is equals to 5. That means that x is equals to 5 over negative 1, which is equals to negative 5. Rule number 4. A positive divided by or multiplied by a negative, or a negative divided by or multiplied by a positive is equals to a negative. A positive divided by or multiplied by a positive, or a negative divided by or multiplied by a negative will give us a positive answer. Rule 5. When solving for a variable, always get it to one side of the equals to sign and everything else to the other side. For example, 4x plus 3 is equals to 5. That means that 4x is equals to 5 minus 3 and x is equals to 2 divided by 4. Rule number 6. Only like terms may be added or subtracted to each other, but any term can be multiplied or divided by itself by another term. For example, 3x plus 4y cannot become 7xy. It has to stay as 3x plus 4y because it is unlike terms. But 3x times by 4y is equals to 12xy, because even though it is unlike terms, it is multiplied by itself by the other term, and we can do that with unlike terms. And that brings us to the end of the first algebra tutorial. I hope you found it very easy going through all of the definitions. I want you to go through the exercise that I've left for you in the workbook, and I look forward to seeing you in the next tutorial, which hopefully you will find as easy as this one.